Research related to the case. All rise for the jury. Started right about 8:30. It's 10 o'clock. What was the conservative estimate?
I don't have 10 o'clock, but I have 3 minutes.
Oh, you're right. It's 3 minutes till 10. And I apologize for what I did having the jury stand up, but they appear to be sleeping during the direct, so I wanted to have them stand up. We'll go ahead and take a 15-minute break. Ma'am, you may step down. Do not discuss your testimony. You will be back on the stand for cross. Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I have been informed by Mr. Summers
Yes.
that he wishes to discharge me as lead counsel.
Okay.
He wishes to exercise his Sixth Amendment right, to represent himself. And I've explained to him that should he choose to do that he may have to do that throughout the remainder of the trial.
That's absolutely correct.
I was prepared, or started prepared for cross-examination, but I had something different. I was told this morning, sir. So I think he wants to address the court now. The bailiff also has issues. We can do this at the break because they have to do other things if he is going to represent himself. But this is where we are right now.
Okay, I appreciate the heads up. Let me talk to Mr. Summers at this point. Mr. Summers, you have a request of the court, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is it?
I would like to resume self-representation and discharge Mr. Marchese as lead counsel.
And you believe that to be a wise decision?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Are you unhappy with the services of Mr. Marchese?
I'm not unhappy with the services of Mr. Marchese. I do not believe that he fully understands the circumstances surrounding the events, and it would be better if I did the cross-examinations from here on out.
You realize that you're able to continue communicating with him, as I have observed you doing throughout the course of the proceedings, to talk to him while he's representing you, to write notes, to ask that during his cross-examinations he come over and confer with you. You realize that those are all options to you while he's representing you, do you?
I do understand that.
You stated your reason that you believe that you are more familiar with the facts in order to conduct the cross-examinations. Is that correct?
Yes, and as Mr. Marchese stated earlier in the week, that he truly isn't prepared to do this. We've talked about it back and forth many times. So
Let me ask you this, and I just have to ask you some questions to make sure.
yes,
You have seen Mr. Marchese make objections based on evidence. You have seen the attorneys discuss things regarding the admission of evidence. That's going to continue. The state's case is not over. This is not their last witness. You feel comfortable being able to address there is additional items of evidence that they intend to introduce? Do you feel comfortable and prepared to be able to address those evidentiary issues as they continue to arise during the course of your trial?
I do, Your Honor. I've requested noticed the same discovery or evidence on my defense as well.
So you don't anticipate any objection to the remainder of the items?
No, Your Honor. I accepted all of the items and requested they be on the defense evidence list too.
Do you understand specifically that I have permitted you? You came into this courtroom pro se. We had several discussions. I ruled on motions while you were representing yourself. You then made a decision that I found to be a wise decision to have a trained attorney represent you, and I allowed you to have representation. To now go back, at some point there is a line that has to be drawn, and that the courts allow, the appellate courts allow the trial court to draw. It's not a ping pong back and forth, back and forth. So you were originally represented in your case by a variety of attorneys, one of which you hired, or two of which were private attorneys you hired on your own. Then, for whatever reasons unknown to me, they withdrew, and then you were represented by the Public Defender's Office, who ultimately withdrew. And then you had appointed counsel, and I believe Mr. Marchese was the first appointed counsel. But you were represented, then you became unrepresented under Judge Fuson. I have the date down, April 13th, I think is what I remember, approximately. April 13th, unrepresented. Then in the beginning of this trial, which was August 22nd, you became represented again. Now on August 24th, if I were to allow it, you would become unrepresented again. So you see what I'm presenting there, a back and forth, represented, unrepresented, represented, now unrepresented. So that's a total of 4. And if I tell you that if I allow it, that I will not allow you to go back, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with that.
Do you also understand that if I do not intend to allow you to go back to representation, there is absolutely no need or reason for standby counsel, and that you are not entitled to standby counsel? So we will not get into a discussion about 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet. If I discharge Mr. Marchese, I will be discharging him not only as your attorney, but as your standby counsel. Do you understand that? Do you want some time to think about that?
May I speak with Mr.
Absolutely.
Marchese about that?
Absolutely.
And may I ask you if Mr. Marchese, if he is discharged as both lead and standby, if he would be able to turn everything over to me?
You can ask him that. How about this? How about if we take our break? I'll allow you to continue talking to him. I haven't made a decision whether I'm going to allow you to discharge him, but I am telling you that if I do allow you to discharge him, that I believe that we are at the point where I will not allow you to go back a 5th or 6th time, whatever we're at. So what I want you to be aware of is the absolute totality of the consequences. And if there's no opportunity for you to go back, there's no need for standby counsel, and I'm telling you I'll discharge him as standby counsel. So there'll be no talking to him whatsoever. As far as him being able to turn stuff over to you, I will allow you to discuss that with him, and then if there's something I need to get involved in when I return from the break, I'm happy to do that with you. But I want you, now that you know that you will not have standby counsel, I want you to reconsider, I want you to talk to him, and I want you to let me know when I come back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
10 minutes.